I used to be a teacher for a long time, for 12 years in East Oakland, and that means that you get to see a lot of awesome stuff, and you also get really awful phone calls. And I got one of those really awful phone calls last night. So this is sort of about that. In 2011, there were 148 homicides in Oakland, California. 148. When Rob told me that his dad died, I automatically asked if they knew who killed him. He told me the river did it. A month later, Gardner said he couldn't do his homework because he left the papers at the funeral home, and I didn't believe him. I don't know which was worse. 148. Neither parent became one of the bloody hash marks that Oakland was following like one of Barry Bonds' home runs. They died too peacefully. And I can't say whether or not the outcome would have been affected if Robert Mason Sr. was brought down in a hail of bullets rather than drug under the white water of a family campout, but I do know he said he saw his dad's eyes right before he went under, and he wasn't scared. And after winning the lunchtime chess tournament, he says his dad's eyes might even have been proud. And now at 14, he's the man of the house, and he's not too frightened to touch Mr. Barney as ball python as long as I hold on to the tail. 148. Gardner got above a 3.0 for the first time, and he was able to show his mom the report card in the hospital. She was so happy she got him fitted in Sean with those Burberry Nikes. He wore them to the funeral, while the rest of his friends were at the winter dance. For Christmas, he found a present she had hidden for him before she died. It was a suede jacket. Now he wears that shit like a second skin. When he used to get serious about his word, he'd say, "I put it on mamas." Now Garnett's got to put it on everything. 148. On November 11th, I was reading a 7th grade history book trying to figure out how to teach a unit on Muslims intolerance. Robert says he's playing chess, but it's way more likely he was playing video games. Gardner was selling tins of chocolate for his youth group outside of a store. On November 11th, Courtney was a week from 14, sitting on her auntie's front porch on 89th and something with friends and cousins. It was Veterans Day and there was a barbecue going on in the background. She said she felt the gunshots before she heard them, but that's probably due to a piece of her friend's leg that bounced off her cheek and landed in her jeans. A minute later, she watched her cousin breathe bubbles out of her forehead and groan a red river of 15-year-old trauma into the gutter. In her binder, Courtney keeps two things: a newspaper article and a Ziploc bag. The newsprint reads the name Temelia, followed by the number 97. The Ziploc bag has a purple scrunchie in it. It's too clean, like it's been washed too many times. 148. Raymond told me he'd rather get shot than cry, and I had to punch the tears back into my own head. Breon at 17 watched the birth of his daughter. Told me he was thankful for the hope and change she brought to him. 2 o'clock Saturday morning, while bringing formula for his colicky baby, he found out a bullet brings change so much more quickly. Oakland, you are the worst kind of thief. Stealing the very light from your children's eyes one by one, while all of us just watch and count.